Okay, this is the pitch for my adaptation. The adaptation will be on the novel written by Tom Clancy called Rainbow Six. This book was written in the 1990s, or 1998 to be more precise. The novel is about soldiers from all around the world who come together, complete strangers, they come to work together to prevent a massive crisis from happening. They have to defeat the enemies, save the heroes, save the civilians. I'll also be taking inspiration from another adaptation of Tom Clancy's novel, and it's a video game. This one's called Rainbow Six Siege, but the inspiration from that will just be the characters' names. As I said, the adaptation from the novel that we turned into a film. So the tagline for the proposed film will be, "They used to be people." Now this is because the storyline to the film is that a team of soldiers from all around the globe need to work together to defeat the evil terrorist group that have weaponised a chemical substance that turns all living people into horrible creatures that have a bloodthirst. So the tagline is referring to the storyline because all the creatures they're fighting in the film used to be people, used to be non-people. Now the film will be called Rainbow Six, and the six refers to the six main characters in the film. The six main characters can be seen there, the main characters. So you've got Eliza Cohen, which is known as Ash in the film. You've got Mike Baker as Thatcher, Jordan Trace, Sternmite, and you've got some French names. You've got Emmanuel Picon, called Twitch. You've got German Marius Streicher as Jaeger, and Gustav Cater as Doc. So they're the six main characters that the Rainbow Six refers to. Then you also have some other characters that aren't the cast as main characters over there, say the code names: Sledge, Bandit, IQ, Montaigne, Smoke, Galaz, Tachanka. Then you've got kind of the boss, the tech guy of Overwatch. The suggested castings for these. So Ash is a female, so you've got Elizabeth Olsen playing her. Thatcher, Jacob Thatcher's from England. We've got Twitch, who is supposed to be a French female. I'm playing Jolene for that. Thermite, American, Will Smith. Doc, French, Chris Evans. And Jaeger, German, Daniel Brunn. Now the narrative structure of the film will be a 3-act structure. Act 1 being where the main characters are introduced and we learn their backstories and how they all come together, the reasons why. Act 1 will also introduce a threat, so we'll introduce the villains. Then Act 2 will be where we see the villains and see how they came together, how they got the weapons that they have, how they caused such a big threat. Then Act 3 will be the final act. It will involve the climax of the story, the final fight, the boss fight if you will, where the heroes defeat the villains and become triumphant. For this film there will be a lot of special effects required, as there will be a lot of explosions and futuristic vehicles and stuff. So you're going to have a lot of money spent on the budget for the CGI and special effects. Target audience for this film is people aged 13 to 29. This is the primary target audience. This is the age group that will most enjoy action films, and they've been known to the age group that most enjoy films like this with action and violence, blood and gore. And the soundtrack of the film will involve intense music, so that pairs all with the action sequences. But you also have the sad emotional music, where that'll back the sad scenes and possible death scenes. Feasibility of the adaptation, it would require a large budget, as I said, for the special effects. And if it was made without a large budget and this required props, it maybe wouldn't live up to its potential, but could still be made to look good. And you've got the storyboard. Can't really see the pictures that well. But first shot basically is a flashback. The flashback scene, which Ash is the main character in this. She's crouched behind a car with a gun in her hand, explosions off all around her. One big explosion goes off, she wakes up, which goes to scene 2 there. She's waking up in her bed, and she's sweating, she's worried, realised it was just a dream. And shot 3, we've got her getting ready in the bathroom and stuff. Then we've got her putting a gun in a holster, which then you see in shot 6. She's worked with the FBI, she's putting the FBI hat on there. Then throughout this scene, after she's woken up, she's putting a gun on, getting a hat on, she's getting ready, putting her FBI gear on. There will be what would be like a montage kind of with sort of a happy kind of music, getting ready after the nightmare, kind of lighten the mood. Then after she's got her ready, we go to shot 7 where she is standing at the street crossing, waiting to cross the road with an over the shoulder shot. And the shot is showing the FBI headquarters in Pennsylvania. Then in shot 8, we see that she's got into the building now. And she's got off the elevator, she's walking through a crowd of people. These crowd of people are screaming, they're shouting. They won't be blurry as such, but people shouting won't be focused on as much, because Ash will be the focus, kind of like a needle in a haystack, walking through them all. The soundtrack now is not the happy music, it's kind of, it's not really music, it's just kind of slow beat in the background, and all you can hear is people yelling and shouting and running around. And then you've got her walking up to the meeting room, where her boss is in the door yelling at her to get in here. And the shot is a kind of a long shot showing the back of Ash and then showing the door of the meeting room. Then the next shot is Ash, now the camera's in the meeting room and we see her walking towards the camera as she's walking through the door. Still the soundtrack is people yelling, there's no actual music playing. Now we've got Ash's boss, as we saw before. He's now stood at the end of the meeting room table with his hands on the table, leaning over. He seems quite tired. And he's yelling at her, where you've been. Then Ash is, she's just walked in. She's about stood by the edge of the meeting room table. She's asking what's going on, why everyone's so crowded. These 2 shots were mid-shots showing kind of the edge of the table at the bottom of the frame and showing the top half of the 2 characters there. And then we get to see what's actually going on, because the boss turns on a TV in the corner of her room there. And the TV turns on, it kind of becomes like a news report. So, and as the news report's playing in shot 13, we don't see it, but we hear it. Then in shot 40 we see Ash and she's fallen down into a chair out of shock. And we can only hear the TV report still. But now we see it, now we see that, breaking news, the world is ending. So this is what Ash is falling in a chair about, she's in shock, she doesn't know what to do with herself. Now the music playing is dramatic, it's high tempo. And this shot will it won't be a shot of the TV, it will just be like the news report. The whole shot will be the news report, like it would not be on normal TV. Then we cut to, the news report cuts to some footage that's been sent in, some by normal people. And you see what's happening around the world. So you see monsters breaking down buildings, killing people. Obviously there's no music behind any of them, all you can hear is sounds that you would hear there, people yelling. Then you go up to a close-up of Ash's face and you can see emotion in her face, she's holding back a tear. Still there's no music playing there, because it's still hearing the news report in the background, even though you can't see it. And the next shot we go to again is news report, and it's kind of finishing off, dramatic finish of stay safe, stay inside. And then the sad music starts to play there. Slow, not very loud though. Then the TV gets turned off. Ash is sat there, she doesn't know what to do with herself. Then we go down to the next shot, and we see Ash's boss. And he stands up, and he starts walking over, and as he's walking over, the camera starts to pan across the table, and he starts talking. And as he gets to where Ash is, he drops a file on the table, right there. And then we got an over the shoulder shot of the file on the table. And we see this as top secret. Then Ash begins to open it. And she sees that it's, the first page that she sees is a sort of profile sheet on one of the soldiers that she's going to be working with in the film. She doesn't know that yet. This one would be Thatcher. and now the music turns into a from a sad to a kind of a energetic, upbeat. Things start to get better. Then the next shot is Thatcher. So that shot would be Thatcher. We learn about who he is, what he does. And the next shot is kind of like a montage of what he's done. So we'll see kind of just a straight pan shot, rolling shot, and he'll be walking different situations. He'll be doing, completing missions, taking down people, and this kind of happens for the next other 4 heroes as well. After that, you get the biography of them and the kind of same panning shot, and that's 24, and that's it.
Okay. Anyone got any questions or feedback for Carl? Okay, I'll start you off. Right, you did a good job there. I think it's the structure of the opening sequence is really clear. One thing I would do is add a last frame on the storyboard and suggest and explain that after we've been introduced to all the main characters, then we get the title credit of the film coming up, and then the film starts. So it's like an introduction. Okay. As you know, some of your pictures are quite difficult to see, particularly on there. What I'm going to recommend you do is download an app called Cam Scanner, and what that lets you do is take photos of something, and it increases the contrast for you automatically and makes written documents easier to see as digital images. It's free, and it's on Android as well as Apple. Use that and see if that improves the contrast of your pictures.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, get your pictures and just trace them with a pen.
Yeah.
And then do it again, and then just take them again, and that should be better. What I would do, you mentioned that on a few of them you've got like the camera tracking. I don't know if you've got it on there because I couldn't see them, but make sure you've got movement arrows on your storyboard images to indicate the direction it would go in.
Yeah, I don't have them, so I'll have that one.
Okay, nice one. With your music, you mentioned about the mood that it's creating and the meaning it generates, which is good. What I'd like to do is look into some contemporary film composers and find out who makes music a bit similar to what you want in your film, and add that on your storyboard and your treatment. Okay? I'll give you one that might work. Clint Mansell, he does a lot of stuff. His stuff might work.
Yeah.
Have a look at that and see if there's any others. Look at the similar types of films and look at who's done the soundtrack for it and the score, because yours doesn't have traditional songs that that are in the charts. It's more about atmospheric music.
Yeah.
So look into that. At the beginning, you've got a bit of a montage where this person's getting ready. I would add some pictures of that montage to bulk it out a bit, maybe another 2 or 3. Also, last thing regarding the sound, on your storyboard, specify if the sound is diegetic or non-diegetic in regards to what we're hearing. Only other thing is, on your storyboard you've got the shot length. They all tend to be quite long shots. I will cut them down a little bit, some of 10-15 seconds, cut them down. And also, most of your edit columns are empty. I would look at, if you're not sure what edits to go with, go onto Moodle, there's an editing PowerPoint on there with the different types of cuts, and use that and add those in. Yeah. Okay, apart from that, great, you covered everything I need you to. It's just a few bits and pieces to do on your storyboard, it won't take very long. Okay, good. Anyone else got anything? Come on. No. Okay, give me a round of applause, guys. Well.